Well, I just purchased every single card and pack inside the game, and today we're going to tell you some things you need to know about them. And I want to say right away, as you being a player, I don't think it's a good idea for you to spend money inside the game. For me being a content creator, it's a little bit different. I could write it off on taxes, and I've got money to put into these to show you. There's been times I've spent money thinking it's going to get me a real good jump ahead, and sometimes it leaves me disappointed. At any point inside one of these games, they can go remove something, change something, and usually they'll give you the compensation. But with that all being said, if you still can't resist and want to spend money inside the game, this is what you need to know about the cards and the actual funds inside the game. Now, if there was one thing I would purchase if I wasn't going to making videos on this game, it would be this ad-free removal. The fact that I'm stuck watching the same ad over and over again, trying to click off to it, it takes you a different screen, there's that little tiny X, it's so annoying. And I think it's actually geared to be annoying to try to get you to say, hey, I don't want to watch these ads anymore, I'm just going to purchase it. And as you can see, that's $10, that's money well spent in my mind, the fact that I don't have to wait 15 minutes to go through these ads and frustrate myself. But the monthly card is probably one that's a little bit more affordable at $5, and this will last 30 days. The other thing I want to say too is any of these purchases you make inside the game on the server that you're on will not carry over to another server. So if you are want to play 2 accounts, this will only focus on this one. You'll have to go and purchase everything all over again on that other server. So when it comes to the monthly pass and that unlock the ×3 speed, this isn't anything I notice a huge difference on. I mean, you still have to hit the next day button, you're pretty much still playing the game, it's just the battle mode portion that's really speeding up on you. I think if they did something like an auto select abilities, or even just allow you to kind of go through and have it auto click those next days, that'd be a little better, but the ×3, not a huge difference. But the next two are actually kind of nice. That's going to be an extra ticket for the Dragon Nest and the Celestial Tree. That's a huge help, especially with events going on. And then the next one being the travel speed on it. It absolutely blasts through it. Travel takes no time at all. For the adventure unlocks higher rewards. Pretty sure that's when I go and play a chapter, the rewards I get at the end. It looks like I got an extra 10% of gold on this one. So it's nice. Not anything that would make me say, oh, I got to get this. Although the gems and energy are a nice little touch to this here, you will have to go and log in every day to claim them. You get the 600 at first, but 30 days of grabbing gems and the energy, so what's that, 1,500 and 6,000 gems? Not really a bad thing to have with these other perks for only being $5. So after looking at the lifetime card here, I have no idea what that adventure unlocks higher rewards actually is. Looks like my 10% gold was coming from that, but I will reach out to support, see if I can get an answer, because it doesn't seem like anybody really knows on Discord either. But this one will give a ticket for all the dungeons inside the game. However though, this one is $30. On the other note though, it is a lifetime deal on it, so if you are planning on playing this game for a very long time, buying it right away could actually be a good thing. Similar to the monthly one, we're going to be getting 50 energy every day and also 200 gems, and then an initial 3,600 gems when buying it. For the auto mining card, the first thing you probably noticed was unlock auto mining. You're going, oh man, what is this? This sounds great. I will tell you, I find it to be complete garbage. Instead of you going and getting to pick which one you want to try to go and select and the chance of hitting that big capybara, you instead just go and wipe out the whole first row. All 5 of them. And then you move on to the second row, all 5 of them. So the odds of you actually getting it really aren't that great. I'm not really a fan of it. I'd still like to kind of pick around and choose. It seems to be better that way, but I guess if you were to pinch, you could just kind of go and hit this that fast, but really, clicking on these things isn't that tough. The bigger thing is probably going to be when you mine the spirit stones. That's going to be additional 50%, and the spirit stones are what we use to build on our pets here, get those additional stats. The pickaxe limit changing from 60 to 100 is pretty nice, and you will get 50 pickaxes a day when you go and claim on this thing. And you will get an immediate 1,200 gems and 40 pickaxes. This will also last 30 days, just like the monthly one. Now you will see here that you can renew it and already purchase it once again after buying the first one, which this one was $10. If you wanted to, you could buy 4 of these things at once, spend $40. You would get the initial 1,240 pickaxes times 4, but it would just last 120 days. You'd still be logging in to grab those extra 50. Moving on to the funds, the first one is the Battle Pass, and this is something that most players will typically buy in the game if they're going to spend, and it really is a good value for what you can get. If you saw the video I made about the Cappy machine the other day, I said this was a good place to get some of these tickets, and as you can see, there's plenty of them in there. Plus, when you get this, it'll unlock the chest down the bottom. You get enough experience on it there, you can pretty much get yourself 30 of those pet eggs for every single one of these things you open. This one also is $10, and usually you have some sort of specific cosmetic in here. In other games, they will typically go and throw something like a hero that you can get inside the game, but just wait for it because eventually you'll find there will be a third tier, usually costing maybe $15 or $20, giving you the option to get even more stuff. We haven't reached that point in this game yet, but they've done it in just about every other one. The talent fund, however, though, is probably another great deal inside the game. Let's face it, gems are going to really be the big currency that you can use to get anything inside the game, and this is just one of those things that no matter what, in all the games that they have, this is usually a pretty good deal to get. All of these things are kind of structured around giving you a free version and a paid version, and all that free version really is to show you how far you progress and how much better of a deal you would get if you purchased the paid one. These games are built around making money, and that's one of the ways that they do it. However, though, besides the ad one, I'd probably say that this is the next best thing to get inside the game. This one is going to be $20, and a lot of times inside these games, once you reach the end of it, you'll usually have an R1 pop up that says, hey, you completed the first one, we have this new one here which will give you even more gems for this certain amount of dollars. For the tower fund, this is all going to be based around those S-grade keys. If you're chasing that gear, which if you're playing the game, you're looking at advance, that's mainly what most people are going for. So is this one a good deal? $10? I don't know. I think by the time you get to the end of it, it will be if you are trying to really advance. But all this stuff you can get inside the game can pretty much be achieved as a free-to-play player. Yeah, it might take you 10 times longer, but when it comes down to it, are you really looking to put on your resume that you were #1 in Capybara Go? The last one is going to be the Dungeon Fund, and this is another one, a whopping $30. This will give you a whole bunch of horseshoes, though, towards the mount. So obviously, mount event pops up. You want to hit a certain amount. I think it's 4,000 or so. This is not a bad way to kind of get you a little bit closer to that. And mounts are also an incredibly strong part of the game for boosting up your stats. So once again, you can get the stuff for free, but if you want to spend on it, this is another good option. So I didn't go and purchase anything like Ludwig's Fortune up at the top, or even any of the packs inside the events. I really don't see those being a good deal inside the game. Yeah, there's something that people do buy, but for me, it doesn't really seem worthwhile. And that's the same thing with the value packs, the pack shop, or even the recharge where first purchase you get double the gems. I don't find any of those are good deals either. I bought them in other games and they really seem like kind of a quick fix when I can't purchase those other things I already have, and it just doesn't seem worth it. However, though, the chapter packs are something that I have bought in other games. They're kind of a little bit on the edge of, yeah, it's kind of a good deal, kind of isn't. It really comes down to what you're going after. This game is kind of marketed around giving you the whole times whatever value on it. On the other games they usually do, this is normally $500, but we're giving you this much % off and it's only $50 for a limited time. But let's say it was my birthday and my grandma said, hey, you want $40 to $50 to spend on your video game? Here's my credit card. Which, by the way, you missed my birthday, so don't get me anything at all. But if I had that option, I'd probably go the ad-free first, I'd probably go the talent fund second, and then the battle pass third. But I will say, if you are considering spending money on this game, before you click the button on it, go down to your local store, see if you can get something physical that will last the rest of your life versus something digital that's going to be hidden in a game that you might not play a year or two down the road. But with the pet growth event coming to an end, we got another one right around the corner. It's going to be the chest growth event. And there's some things that you want to save. If you want to find out what they are, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.